Hello, I'm Daniel. I want to talk about things we try to change. Things we try to change because we spend a lot of our lives trying to control everything or trying to change things, being obsessed with fixing things that can't be fixed. And this is especially something we can reflect on right now because we're experiencing the coronavirus lockdown and there's lots of things going on that we have no power over. And that can be very stressful. It can be very stressful to feel like you are powerless. So that's what I wanted to talk about today because we do just feel powerless. We feel all these businesses are shut down, people are losing their jobs, the economy's going down, and not to mention, of course, the health problems, right? Thousands of people have died in this country alone, and it's a real problem. And it sometimes feels like we can't do anything. Of course, the truth is we can do things. Social distancing, washing your hands, wear a mask, all that stuff we can do. We're not totally powerless, but it sure feels like it anyway. And that can be a real problem for us. So I just wanted to draw from that and talk about life in general and our tendency to try to fix things because I think that there's a lot of useful things to think about. Sometimes we try to fix things that aren't in our power to fix, or we try to change people that don't fit our view of how they should be. We try to change people, and we can't change people. We can't change our partners. We can't change our kids. We can't change anybody, really. People can only change themselves, but we sure do try. We sure do try. I think people spend an enormous amount of time in relationships because they think that sooner or later, eventually, they're going to change their partner. And, well, they're probably not, right? And we try to change things that are none of our business as well. And also, when we don't even have the ability, we're still trying to change things. We can make things that have nothing to do with us into our problems sometimes. That's sort of what we're doing when we're gossiping about other people and their problems that they're creating for themselves. And when we are bothered by that, like that's making things our problems that aren't our problems. Many things are not our problems until we make them so. And that really can make us obsessed and unhappy too. Obsessed and unhappy. I want to suggest that we can see problems as opportunities instead, chances to make things better. Of course, we have real problems and there are serious problems in the world right now. There's a big crisis. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the problems we make ourselves. I'm talking about the little things that we can control and change. Those things we could focus on instead of the big things. People are trying to, thinking that if we just get this lockdown over with, everything will be fine. And that doesn't seem true, right? But people are just obsessing about the control they don't feel. That's an easy thing to do because we really want to feel control. We desperately want to feel control, and we don't. And we won't for a long time, probably. And the thing about even big problems is we can make a thing out of it and let them sap our well-being, or we can try to come at the situation from a place of more inner peace, of more, well, I like to say this, right now it's like this, what can I do? Right now it's like this, what can I do? We don't have that mindset. We think, why is it like this? But we could come from, right now it's like this, what can I do? We can try to see problems as opportunities, chances to make things better. We have this within us, and if we can direct our energy from this place, then we can face whatever we have to without making problems worse. And part of our meditation practice is just realizing that we have this peace, this stillness, this silence within us, this space where we can go, where we can learn how to put the shit that's happening aside and just be here. And just right now it's like this, just focus on where we are and what we can do now instead of obsessing about what we can't do. Instead of obsessing about what we can't do. So, all of that being said, I'm going to lead a short meditation practice. I'm setting my timer now, and we will just sit for a few minutes, and I'll guide you a little bit, but not a lot. And we'll just see how that goes. So, I want you to sit up as straight as you can, or lay down. The point is we have a straight back. When we start to slouch, we also start to stop being mindful. And we want to kind of be in an attention position if we're sitting up. So sitting like this, not like this, not lounging, but just sitting in an attention position. And find something to do with your legs. If you're in a chair, like I am right now, firmly plant your feet on the floor. And if you're on a cushion on the floor, cross your legs. Find a position for your legs where your feet won't fall asleep. That's the important thing there. And with your hands, I like to recommend either relaxation, which is just hands on your knees, or the bowl, which fancy people call this a cosmic mudra. I call it the bowl. It's just one hand on top of the other, thumbs gently touching, resting in my lap. And I'm going to do an eyes open practice today. So I'm going to direct my gaze at the wall behind my computer here. And that's what I recommend. I recommend an eyes open practice where you look at something that's not going to distract you. That being said, though, if that's very difficult for you, I think an eyes closed practice is fine. And I think a very important thing is to not look at things that will distract you, right? So like sitting and looking out a window, well, that's not the kind of practice we're doing today. So, and staring at me, I don't think that's a good practice either. So I'm going to make sure my timer's set. And I want you to begin by doing the practice that I call the healing breath. So that is a very slow breath in, and then holding your breath, and then a very slow breath out. And I will, it looks like, and we do it, what's happening? We do it, it's 5 seconds breathing in, holding our breath for 5 seconds, 5 seconds breathing out. So it looks, I'm going to show you, it looks like this. And so I'm going to direct you, and I want you to do that with me. We'll just do it the one time. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Now I want you to bring your attention to the rise and fall of your belly. It's rising all the time because we're breathing. Really feel that. This is happening to our body all the time, but we're never paying attention to it. So just notice that rise and fall. And then bring your attention to your nose. Air coming in and going out. Also happening all the time, and also something we're never paying attention to. It's a good thing to bring our attention to because it's always with us. It's totally portable. It's always with us, and it's also something we don't think about a lot unless there's a problem. It's rarely our focus unless something has gone wrong. And now, what I want you to do, we're going to do the practice that is called silent illumination or formless practice. So, for this, we are not going to try to do anything. We are just going to pay attention to our mind and notice what happens. We're just going to sit in silence and pay attention to our mind and notice what happens. So I'm going to be sitting here. I'm not going to put my attention anywhere. I'm just going to notice I'm remembering something. I'm just going to notice I'm wondering when this meditation is over. I'm just going to notice I'm wondering about what that sound is I hear. But the point is to just notice what's happening, but to try not to get pulled away from here. Just notice what's happening and come back to here. Because a lot of things are happening. We're hearing, we're feeling, we're seeing, we're thinking, we're ruminating, and we want to just try to bring the mind back here. This is silent illumination practice, and some people find this very difficult, and what it takes is just repeated practice, and we will see that calmness will develop with repeated practice. So just sit here, just being aware of what's happening, and just noticing everything. And sometimes we find that we notice some crazy things. Just notice everything. And we will sit here for a few minutes, just noticing. that was my timer. So that I would like to bring our meditation to a close by doing the healing breath again. So go ahead and breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe out. And I want you to today just reflect on what are the things I can control and what are the things I can't control. And just reflect on putting your energy toward the things you can control, the ways you can make things better, because there are some. There are some. So our practice is to try not to worry about the things we have no power over, because we have no power over them. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me and doing the meditation, and have a good day.